And they have one philosophy of leave no trace. When they finish one camp, the participants of that camp, in that camping site, they clean the whole site so well that the next campers don't see a single trace of the previous camp. So take a quick look at the mess that is around, the small pieces of paper lying here and there. Put it on your table. Afterwards, the hotel will clear it. But the hotel should be spick and span.
يا واضح. وطبعا تعلم هذه الجيم اللي قبل شويه قمنا به من صديق له في استراليا، يقول انه طبعا هم لما يعملوا كامس بيعملوا مثل هذه التمارين، وانس انهم خلصوا على طول بينظفوا المكان اللي هم موجودين فيه، ما بيتركوا اي اثر حتى يجي الفريق الجديد يعمل على النظافه، يعني يعمل يجد المكان مناسب لممارسه تمرين اخر. فيا ريت ننظف الاماكن اللي نحن كنا نشتغل فيها. Can we have to remove it? No. Okay. شكرا جزيلا. Thank you.
Thank you. So here, friends, from one level we move to the next. And while we were building a strong foundation and a tall tower, the same way we have to work on the foundation of our health as well. So if our health is based on a strong foundation, we are sure that we will be more healthy. So to take us forward with the health aspect, we have with us Dr. Rajesh Savera, who is an Ayurveda physician and has also done his master's in psychotherapy and counseling. So with a balanced knowledge of the body and of the mind. So please put your hands together for our next trainer, Dr. Rajesh Savera.
Thank you, Shirish.
السيد الدكتور راجيش سافيرا طبعا هو عنده دكتوراه في الطب البديل والطب التكميلي، وهو مدرب في تغيير نمط الحياة، وراح إن شاء الله اليوم يساعدنا كثير جدا في أو يعطينا كثير من المعرفة إن شاء الله. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. I'm an Ayurveda physician, a science that deals with herbs. And from the country that I come, where we have a very close association and relationship with nature. And we believe that nature has a cure for many of the things that we suffer from, right? When we are lonely, when we feel nobody is there, if you take out some time and sit in your garden or go into a lake for a boating, you feel happy, correct? Nature is the real mother, our real mother who takes care of us. But with time, with science progressing, we somewhere have lost our touch with our own mother. And today, we are trying to trace back its root so that our mother can take care of us again. And through a little information that I would like to share. This is Shirish's star, okay. Now the reality, what is the reality? The reality is that we all are actually stressed, as Shirish said. Somebody is eustressed, somebody is distressed. Because we are having certain things in life that we need to do. As mothers, as fathers, brothers, sisters, so many responsibilities. And everybody, every day, when you get up, you move towards fulfilling those responsibilities. If you look at it, the reality is this, that we are working, every day working. And the fact is, in this work, we forget what is really happening. When age is creeping from behind and trying to engulf us, we don't even realize that our life is at risk. Sometimes we strain ourselves so much that we actually land up into having medical problems, health-related problems. And if you look at it, today, the situation is changing. Countries are discussing about healthcare. They want to build bigger hospitals. They want to have better surgical, care units where they could do surgeries. They want to have a good ambulance network where emergency care can be taken. So if somebody has a heart attack, how he can dial a number and somebody can be just transported from the house to the hospital. Everybody has shifted their care at the mercy of the hospitals. Today, hospitals will decide what is going to happen to you. It is very important that we need to have an association with hospitals. Doctors are actually our friends. But the reason that we need to go to doctors should be very evident. If there is an infection, and if you suffer from an infection, if you go to a doctor, it's good. But something that you do wrong every day, unknowingly, we need to know what is that wrong that we do. Because the conditions that I'm going to talk to you are not those conditions that happen in a day or two. They happen through a period of time. It takes at least around 5, 10, 15, 20 years for them to develop. Look at this condition, cancer. You like this condition? No. Who likes it? Nobody likes it. If we were told that we'll do a cancer test of all the people to find out if we carry some traits in our body, science has proved that everybody sitting out here, even including me, has the cells that can cause cancer. But because of certain things that we do in life, our body does not let that happen. Because cancer is nothing but cell proliferation. It's like going beyond control. And how does it happen? Does it happen like I don't have cancer today and tomorrow I might get cancer? No. It takes a period. It takes certain time. And something you do daily that results in it. So that's what I call cumulative damage. Slow poisoning of yourself. Now this doesn't happen because of an infection like a bacteria or a virus. It happens because of a very one simple thing called as lifestyle that we live. We actually even don't realize the lifestyle that we are leading is one of the reasons that we are suffering. Look at this condition, diabetes. Heard about it? Yeah? It's good? No? Doctors especially call this the silent killer. They say people don't die of diabetes. They don't die of diabetes. They die of the complications of diabetes. So diabetes is not a disease. It's a condition. And how do you come into this condition is because of the way you have been living your life, the things that you have been doing. And this is the result that you get after you do these things for a period of, say, 10, 15 years. So what are those things that we do knowingly, unknowingly, that gives us this condition? Because do you think if I check my blood sugar level today and I am not diabetic, tomorrow after eating a few chocolates, I might get diabetes? No, it doesn't happen in a day or two. It takes some time. Again, this is not caused because of an infection, because of a bacteria or virus. Arthritis, joint pains, very common. Yeah, a lot of people suffer back pain, cervical spondylosis, so many conditions. That means that this condition, again, is not caused by bacteria, virus. It doesn't happen like, yesterday I was fine, sir, but today I have arthritis. Is it happening? No, it doesn't happen with one day. It again takes certain time. And again, it is not related to an infection like a bacteria or virus. And definitely this is on a rise. Blood pressure, hypertension. Now that, again, if you think, it's a very simple cause. I checked my blood pressure today. It was fantastic. Tomorrow my blood pressure is increased and I am now hypertensive. I need to take a pill. Is it possible? No. It happens again with a period of time. The lifestyle you have been leading. The changes that happen into your arterial system. Your arteries becoming thicker, harder, because of which it cannot carry the same pressure that it was. And the pressure keeps on increasing. And then you start suffering from a condition called hypertension. And then doctors work out to giving you pills that can reduce your pressure. The only thing that they can do if something comes up, they can do something that can go down. Now that is not an answer. Again, this doesn't happen in a day or two. It is not caused because of a bacterial or a viral infection. It is caused because of the lifestyle that you have been leading. Heart disease. It's said that one of the major killers after stroke is heart disease. Getting a block, cardiac failure. These conditions, do you think they too happen in a day or two? No. They also progress with time. Right now, our arteries, our heart would be probably being clogged. Arteries would be coated so that the lumen, the passage lumen, the hole through which the blood circulates, it would be actually with the lifestyle they are leading would be getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And with time, we realize that at one point, it just, closes. And if it closes, that's when you get a first attack. And then the doctors tell you that we need to do a surgery, we need to find out, we need to open your heart. Now that again is related to the lifestyle that we have been leading. Obesity, weight gain. People say that, we have been gaining weight. That means I'm eating good, I'm fantastic. No, it's something that is going wrong in your system. That is not right because you're trying everything to do, you're eating, you're exercising, but yet this condition is not just curing by a day or two, right? Do you think obesity, like I am weighing 50 kgs now, and tomorrow after I eat good lunch, I'll be 60 kgs? I cannot gain 10 kgs in a day or two or in a month or so. It is again a condition that has been slowly creeping into our system, again related to lifestyle. And all these conditions that I'm telling you, majority of our population is suffering from that. Malnutrition. Malnutrition is a condition that we all are suffering knowingly, unknowingly. We assume that the food that we eat, that we feed our children, our family members, contain all the nutrients. We have become people who believe that, reading a wrapper and finding out things, I'm feeding my children good. But somewhere, that too is not 100% right. We are probably starving our children. I call it stomach full of emptiness. We fill our stomach, but yet we are nutritionally empty, right? So this is one of the major reasons also for many of the conditions, like anemia. Anemia, and even the affluent countries where you have good food and everything, yet you'll find people suffering from anemia. Basic fuel of your body is your hemoglobin, which actually carries oxygen to every cell. But if that itself is less, how do you even suffice or give every cell its basic requirement, oxygen? You cannot. People are surviving at an hemoglobin level of 8, 9. It's very, very difficult. It's actually surviving with scarcity. It's like running a family without money. It's very, very difficult. How you can imagine what the body would be doing. It is really going through that pain. So again, this doesn't happen in a day or two, not caused by a bacteria or a virus. It's only because of the lifestyle that we are leading. And what do you see this? What is this? This is clouds, okay? Right? These are dark clouds. There are two types of clouds, the white clouds and the black clouds, or the dark clouds. What does it say? What does it say? It will rain, right? If I see those clouds and I'm going to walk out of my house, what will I do? Take my umbrella. If I don't take my umbrella, I'll get wet. So what do you think? What should I do? I should take my umbrella or my raincoat along and then walk out. It might rain or it might not rain. But if I see those clouds, I should be smart enough to carry an umbrella. Correct? How many people, if they see these clouds and say, no, I'm not going to take an umbrella. I'm not going to wear a raincoat. It doesn't matter, yeah. How many people? No. Once you see that and you understand it, then you will definitely carry an umbrella or a raincoat. Correct? Now, this is what nature, because nature is your mother. So, mother always cares for the children. So, she says, it's going to rain. I'm going to shower some, water down on earth. So, please, I'm going to show you some signs. You understand this? So, before going, you carry your umbrella. It's good? Mother is nice, right? She's taking care of you. She's passing a signal so that my children can understand and they can go out. So, people who can understand this, fantastic. They are all protected. People who don't understand this, they are in a problem. Many of us might have traveled outside the house. And at that time, if the black clouds have come, they would get wet. But if they are our own relatives, our own friends, we realize, he left house early today and he did not see this. So can I carry an extra umbrella for that person? Yes or no? Yes, definitely. Now if you look at it, this is one of the situations in health too. Body is like Mother Earth. It also gives you certain signs and symptoms that tells you that the next thing that is going to come is disease. So if you try to understand this thing, that my body is trying to show me certain signs and symptoms that I can understand that these are the dark clouds that will cause the majority of disease that is going to happen in future, I can prepare myself. Correct? Very, very important. Now, that's where I call today's condition, all the conditions that I showed you today are all the conditions that lead to major illnesses and are major causes of basically not, I would not say death, only because it brings a lot of misery, pain, suffering. How many people you think with cancer are happy? How many people with diabetes are happy? They don't die immediately, do they? How many people with obesity feel, oh, fantastic? Nobody. How many people with arthritis are sitting in one place? They want to move around. It's only about the pain and suffering they go through. Today, with science evolving, we have been able to increase life expectancy. In every country, we have increased life expectancy. But at the cost of what? By bringing pain and misery? If that is the reason, we don't want a life at the age of 60 or 50 or 70 to be painful. We want to enjoy a healthy life, a longer life and a healthy life. We just don't want a longer life, right? Because if I suffer from cancer and I'm going to, suppose I am 40 and I'm going to, somebody tells me I have cancer and I'm going to live for another 40 years, but I'll be on bed, only be taking medicine. Does it make sense to live? No, it doesn't. Many people today, I think so majority of these people are, prey of these particular conditions. So now, I feel, looking at all the wellness companies in the world who actually manufacture these raincoats and umbrellas of health, I found the only company that really makes sense and has a science behind it is the company that brings a ray of hope, a sunrise in the lives of many people. And you know which company that is? Yeah? DXN. And that's why we say good morning, right? Good morning is the first sign when darkness is cut through and we have a light of hope. And through my sessions, I will take you through, because many of these people would believe this is all medicine. I'm a doctor, but my left-hand side is all food. And I want to let you just know that this is very simple knowledge about food and how we need to start eating and changing our lifestyle. The way we brush, the way we have a bath, the way we shampoo, the things that we apply on our skin, all this together, right? So in my session that we will have after a lunch, I will cover this up. We'll take a lunch break, but we can have you please to just summarize, and we'll have a lunch break.
Thank you. What we are going to do for him? نحييه تحية كبيرة جدا. طيب هو اتكلم عن واقع الحياة اللي نحن بنعيشه والضغوطات اللي قاعدين نتعرض لها، ويقول أنه الآن يعني أكثر شيء قاعدين نلاحظه هو بناء مزيد من المستشفيات لاستقبال المرضى. أوكي؟ واتكلم عن أمثلة للعديد من الأمراض اللي نحن قاعدين نتسبب فيها من خلال طبيعة الحياة اللي نحن بنعيشها، اللي هو مرض السرطان مثلا. يقول في كلنا في أجسامنا هناك خلايا سرطانية، أوكي؟ ولكن بسبب بعض العمليات الحيوية في أجسامنا بيتأخر موعد ظهورها، بس مع مرور الزمن راح تظهر كسرطان لو ما نحن عملنا حساب، وبيحدث بمرور الزمن هكذا. ويقول أيضا تكلم عن مرض السكري يسموه القاتل الصامت، أوكي؟ والناس مش بيموتوا بسبب مرض السكر كسكر، إنما بسبب مضاعفات مرض السكر، لأن مضاعفات مرض السكر خطيرة جدا. ويتكلم عن الجوين بين اللي هو الآلام المفاصل، عادة ما بيكون فيها السبب هو البكتيريا الضارة وكذا، وبتحدث دائما مثل هذه المشاكل بمرور الزمن. ويتكلم عن ضغط الدم أيضا يحدث بمرور الزمن ونتيجة للحياة الخاطئة وطريقة المعيشة الخاطئة اللي نحن قاعدين نعيش. تكلم عن أمراض القلب أيضا، وهي السبب الرئيسي في الوفيات، وأيضا بتحدث مثل هذه الأمراض بسبب اللايف ستايل أو بسبب ظروف الحياة اللي نحن بنعيشها. وأيضا الأوبيزيتي اللي هي السمنة طبعا نتيجة خطأ في نظامنا الغذائي. ويتكلم عن المال نيوتريشن اللي هو سوء التغذية والأنيميا، ويتكلم عن نسبة الهيموغلوبين، وكل ذلك بسبب طريقة الحياة أو طريقة عيشنا في الحياة أو طريقة الغذاء. ضرب مثل رائع جدا بالسحاب، عندما تكون السماء ممطرة أو هناك كمية كبيرة من السحب، عادة نحن بنحتاط أنه نخرج برا البيت في مثل هذه الحالات، ما لم يكن معنا شيء يحمينا من هذه الأمطار اللي هي الأمبريلا ضرب مثل بها. أوكي؟ ونفس الشيء نحن في حياتنا جسمنا قاعد يشعرنا أو بيعطينا العديد من الإشارات أنه هناك إشكالية راح تحدث. أوكي، كل هذه الأشياء اللي نحن نشعر بها هي دليل على أنه هناك مشكلة صحية يجب أن نعمل حساب حتى نقي أنفسنا من الأمراض القادمة. وتكلم على أن هناك العديد من الشركات حول العالم اللي تصنع الإمبريلا، ولكن أفضل شركة على الإطلاق تصنع الإمبريلا هي مين؟ المظلة، هي دي إكسين. نحيي دي إكسين تحية. شكرا جزيلا.
Like mentioned, we are now going to take a lunch break, but this lunch break is a different lunch break. Now what we are going to have is power lunch. What lunch? So lunch is ready and served. Okay, so we have a lot of things for lunch today. No. For lunch, we go by that door. Okay, we go by that door. But power lunch is when you are eating, you will not speak. You got it?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you are eating, you will not speak. Because we have to cover up some time. So exactly in 40 minutes from now.
مفهوم الرسالة؟ هذا يعني أنه نحن نتغدى ونرجع بسرعة عشان نواصل البرنامج. واضح؟
So right hand up, right hand up. So tap the person on the right side and say, my friend, don't talk when you're eating. My friend, don't talk when you're eating. Left hand, left side. Say, my friend, don't talk when you're eating.
That's what these all displays are about. Food is what? If you display it right, you feel like eating it, correct? Basically, we are what we eat, correct? If we eat good, we'll be good. If we eat something wrong, something goes wrong. Now, if our food is so important, then what went wrong in our food in the last, centuries, few centuries, 200, 300 years? Something went wrong in the way we started eating food. And that way in which we started eating food has resulted in so many problems in our life today. And basically that is, how much should a man eat? How much should a person eat? Any idea? How much should one person eat? Full stomach means we all work so hard to fill our stomach. So you work so hard, you do so much, you need to fill your stomach up. Will you keep your children half like stomach full, or you give them full stomach? Full, you will give your children full stomach. Half? Yeah, you ready? So when we eat, you say, into 3 parts. Okay, fantastic. That's how we should be eating. But then the biggest problem is we still have not understood how much to eat. We know we divide it into 3 parts, but who decides what is 3 parts? Who decides what is complete and then divide it into 4 parts or 3 parts? Who decides? Your quarter plate? Your plate? We never have a plate that says only take 4. How many of you all actually went inside and said, okay, now let me decide it and divide it into 4 parts? Did you all do that? No, you just took it up, oh, this is tasty, this is... Even if you took 1 spoonful of everything, you actually took more, right? So, if you look at it, there's a very simple machine that we have in our houses, right? That every woman uses. That's a mixer, right? A mixer grinder. That's the best and the perfect example in which how much you should eat. Because our stomach is exactly like the mixer grinder. If you fill the mixer grinder completely to the full, can you actually operate it? And I start, right? Then what do? You remove half of it. And then you put little water and then that's how it works. But that's how even our mixer works. We need to fill it only half of it or 3, and then keep little space empty. So that our mixer starts making good food juices, which is very, very important. But unfortunately, we have not been doing it. We have been filling our stomachs full. And if you look at people, especially in India, if you look, we basically eat stomach full. And when you eat stomach full, our mixer bloats up. And then you have a bigger mixer. Then you have a much bigger mixer. And they know much bigger mixer. And if you look at people, there are a lot of people with big, big mixers, right or wrong? And they have these big mixers. God gifted you with a small mixer. And you, with the process of 10, 15 years of eating stomach full, you actually have made that mixer this big. Yeah, very large. Now, people don't even realize that it was not the size of the mixer. We have no problem with the size of the mixer. The problem comes because of the complications it gives, like blood pressure. Because your stomach is very, very close to your heart, right? There are people who could like eat stomach full and their heart is weak, might also by eating stomach full have a heart attack. It's so dangerous, you know. So eating stomach full can be very, very dangerous also. So one person should actually eat, you know, appropriate, half of it. So who decides what is half? Anybody decides? How do you know? How do you decide what is half? So if you go to a restaurant and you're hungry and a person who comes to take your order, waiter, he comes and he asks you, how much ma'am will you eat? How many rotis or chapatis you want? So what would you say? If you are hungry, how much would you say? How much would you say? 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, how much would you say? You'd give some number? Oh, you can give me any number, I'll eat all. You say 2, right? You'd say 2 because you're hungry, I might eat 2 chapatis, that's what I'm hungry, and then I will take a little rice and a little dal or something like that, correct? That's what you do when you go to a restaurant. But if you now think for yourself that my mind basically just told me how much is my capacity to eat. Actually, when it is telling me that I can take 2 chapatis, that means I have a capacity to eat 2 chapatis. Then should I take 2 chapatis or should I take 1 chapati? 1. That's how you decide. So mind will give you an indication of what is your capacity. Then you make a choice and say half of it. Make it 1 chapati. Right? As soon as you make it 1 chapati, then you will realize that you're eating half stomach. Getting a point? Very, very important. If you start doing this, you'll realize people with blood pressure who have been like chronically suffering from blood pressure, then obesity, and this simple technique can start reversing the size of the waist, the pressure start going down because the stomach gets enough space to now squeeze into its position because it's doing its simple job. It's contracting always, right? And something that contracts always is going to shrink. It's not going to bloat. Getting my point? So that is the basic idea of a stomach can be contracted or shrinked. Now, that's how we have to eat, divide our food into, stomach into 4 parts, 2 parts of food, 1 part for water, and 1 you can keep it empty. Now the next thing that happens in food is we know the quantity. Second is, most important, is taste, right? Everybody like to have tasty food, right? Who doesn't like tasty food? Everybody like. So who decides the taste? Our tongue. Tongue is the most important organ in your body. Like you have immigration officers in a country who actually check who comes in and who goes out, right? They verify your papers, documents, and everything, on the basis of which they can allow you inside the country or tell you to go out, correct? That's what a tongue does. It's the port where things are first checked before they go into the system. Now, tongue has these amazing 6 types of taste buds that can taste 6 different tastes. And because of which, it can help to send only those tastes that it recognizes. If it doesn't recognize, it will not send it in. A very, very important organ. Then what went wrong in this particular system? Because the science that I learned about herbs told us that there are 6 tastes and you have to eat it in a particular order. If you don't eat it in an order, you suffer from a disorder. Now, what is that order is very important. I would require, 6 ladies to just step forward. 6 ladies, can you come? Any 6 of y'all, volunteers? Any 6 of y'all? Yeah, 1, we are getting 1 from there. Yeah, please. Anybody? Yeah, come. 6. Now these 6 beautiful ladies will help us understand what taste does, what a tongue does. Every taste, every food that we eat has a particular taste. And because of the taste, it carries some properties. And every taste has a function, okay? So for example, our science says that you need to start eating food, and whenever you eat food, start eating with a sweet taste. So you take your dessert first, take your ice cream first, take your chocolate first, take your sweet dish first. Do we do that? No, absolutely not, right? Why we do something, what is hunger? When you feel hungry, what exactly happens? What do you think? What happens into your system when you feel hungry? What goes wrong? Or what goes right? Yeah? Anybody? These are two people who answer the right question, right? Okay. Anybody can answer? Why do you feel hungry? Your stomach is empty because of that? Sugar goes down. Okay, you can keep this chocolate. Okay, sugar goes down. So when your sugar levels go down, that's when your brain signals an impulse of that, hey guy, you need to eat something. And if you need to eat something, that's when you start feeling hungry, correct? So if you know this, you know that my sugar levels have gone down, then why not I eat my food and start with sugar first? Because that will increase my sugar levels. And my hunger craving will go almost down, correct? Do we all do that? No. What we do is torture our body. We actually torture our body. We are hungry. We know the sweet dish is there. But we eat everything else and keep the sweet dish last. So that the body will keep on eating everything because it wants to, because it wants to eat that thing that is sweet. Because without that, its craving will never stop. And the glucose levels will never rise. You getting a point? We actually torture our body. Now, if sweet is so important and we eat it last, I would like any one of you all. Okay, since you answered first, can you come forward? We have two stuff here, okay? Ever tasted what is this? What is this? You have any idea what this is? How is the taste? Can you just step forward and sweet? And this sugar, right? That is jaggery, okay? This is jaggery. Okay, yeah? And this is sugar. You can taste this also. You ever tasted sugar before? Yeah. Huh? Every day or only some days? You're not taking it sugar every day? Huh? Okay. You can just taste it. Yeah, you have to show them the expression. How do you feel? It's very bad? It's dangerous? It's good? It feels good? Do you think children will love it? Yeah? Let us try. Children, come, one of you all come forward. Let us see the way you like it, whether children like it. Okay? Now, let us see. Let us see if she can eat this whole thing. Can you eat this? Yeah, show them. Huh? Is it good? Huh? Then bite it. What is happening? You're enjoying it? Okay. A child can eat it. Is it dangerous? No? Sugar is dangerous? Is it? So you said, I get hungry because my sugar levels drop, and then I have to eat sugar first, and now you're saying it is dangerous. How can it be so? Yeah? So you should. Good? You're feeling good? Now see what is happening in her mouth. Can you explain what is happening exactly?
Now I want to eat more.
Okay. Now saliva. Your mouth is secreting saliva. Saliva is the first stage of digestion of your food. So once it starts, then that's why when you see something sweet, you feel like eating it because your mouth starts watering, correct? And you like eating it. Yeah, that's what the body does. The first step that your body is when you're hungry is wants to eat sweet so that it digests and it increases your sugar level up so that your hunger craving goes down. Getting my point? That is why probably when you fast and you break your fast, what do you start with? Right? So we have a simple rule across the world that whenever you're hungry, you need to start eating with sweet first. Sweet is very, very important. Unfortunately, since it has been at the end of our food chain, it has become one of the major reasons for us to suffer from a condition so foolish as diabetes. Okay? Very, very important, and definitely everybody should consume it, because if you start eating with sugar first, you'll know how much to eat. Right? Because after that, you need to eat food also. So you'll definitely eat in a quantity that is required by the body. Okay? Thank you so much. You can leave. Now, the second taste, which is very, very important, and our tongue recognizes it, is the taste that is salty, right? Now, we have a second person. Doctor, you are lucky. Okay, this is something as similar as this, but they are very different, okay? You want to try this? Yeah, try. Huh? They need to see your expression. You have to finish the whole thing? Huh? Can you? Okay, 1 spoonful? How much? Only a pinch of it? That's what we eat actually? Or we eat more than that? Huh? Sure. Ever been to a movie or ever been out where you have eaten popcorns? Yeah? You know how much a packet of popcorn has? It has almost this much or probably more of this. And we actually feed our kids all this stuff. And when it comes up to us to eat, we take so much. When we have to really recognize. But this is very important because once you take this salt, your body retains fluid. The saliva that was secreted, now this will hold on to it. Probably that's what when you boil something in your food, when you cook, you add a pinch of salt, right? Because it is very, very important for digestion. So salt is very important. It is also an electrolyte that helps signals to pass through. So nervous system, the sodium chloride is one of the ways in which the body communicates between cell to cell. So very, very important. Thank you so much. As I said, it's very, very important, but you know how much to eat. You need to maintain its control. You cannot say, I don't want salt at all. You need salt. Salt is very, very important. Now, the third taste is sour. And we have a lot of varieties, you know. Yep. You're all going to be lucky. Come. Okay. We have a lot of varieties of sour stuff, you know. And, you know, nature itself has given so many varieties that actually can supplement a lot of our requirements. Because if you look at this, is what? Lemon. Lemon is nothing but citric acid. Citric acid is again acidic, but because of its, you know, cool properties, it is very cool. It's a coolant also. Do you like this? People love this? Yeah, you all have ever tried this? Okay. This? Yeah? This? What is this? Tamarind. You want to try one? Which one? No, that is not. That is now becoming a mango. You have to try something that is really sour, right? They want to see your expression. You have to eat it in front of them, you know. They want. No. Here we are doing no choices. We are doing a demo. Okay, you're going to see. Eat it in there. Okay. Okay, she's enjoying it. It's not so dangerous. Yeah, not dangerous. And a lot of people, especially during pregnancy, people have a tendency of eating this, right? Because body requires especially the 4th month of pregnancy when the heart muscles develop, vitamin C requirement in body increases and the woman basically crave this vitamin C. It's very, very important. Now, honestly speaking, while she was eating this, how many people of y'all actually had salivation in your mouth? Right? So see what this does. It passes a signal. It passes a signal saying that pour more of saliva. Food is being digested. So the body gets prepared. Now your digestive system, the whole system from your mouth